CEO.
Love CEO.
Love CEO. I love that.
Thank you.
So we were talking about a little bit the psychology of getting back into the dating game.
Yes.
And I think it's a really interesting subject because, you know, when you go out and you're meeting with someone, you know, all you know is that you see their picture or you briefly met them and you're at this date and you know, there's so much pressure on that date. And,
oh, yes.
You know, so let's say a lady's getting ready to go on her first date. How does she psych herself up? What are steps do you think they should do to get themselves mentally prepared?
Mentally prepared, definitely. Number one is your confidence. Women and men are attracted to women that have confidence, and women are attracted to men that have confidence. So this is a universal number one attraction is confidence. So, you know, it's kind of like, oh, how can someone date that person and they don't look all that great or they're not even that rich or wealthy? How is she with him? And we always hear this, right? He has confidence. He approached her, told her the right stuff, and she loves it and eats it up every day. And those material things aren't going to matter to her as much in some cases, especially if she's on her own about it.
Right.
So going back to her preparing herself, looking her best, dressing her best, I'm all about that, feeling your best, putting something on that you feel fantastic in. Some nice heels is always great. Flats, as much as, you know, we are in Seattle. When it comes to dating, step it up a notch.
Step it up a notch.
Step it up, you know. And men as well. Put on a nice collared shirt. Throw on some nice slacks or good dark jeans. Get out there with some shiny shoes. You know, create yourself where you feel great. And we actually work with an image consultant that does that as well. And her name is Tanya, and she's fantastic.
And also we had talked about having some specials for our spa, Radiant Med
Yes.
Spa, so clients can come in if they want
Yes.
to assess their skin, if they want to work on weight loss,
Yes.
all the things that we can talk about later. But I think that's an important thing. When you look good and you look in the mirror and you have that rating that day and you say, you know, I'm at 10 today.
No, that's right.
There's nothing that's going to stop you that day.
No, you know that people get back in dating. They won't even go into dating until they feel their best. And what happens is that if you don't feel your best, you'll start noticing that you're attracting these men that you don't feel are 100% for you.
Right.
You'll start getting involved with these men that, you know you're not 100% attracted to. They're not 100% going to be, you know, in that relationship mind. And here you are with them, talking to them every day, creating a weekend plan of doing something. And a lot of it has to do with your insecurities of having to go back out into the dating game.
So
Get back out there.
You think it's also like a cop-out? They just kind of meet that one person, and it might not be the right person, but they're like, oh, you know, I don't want to be alone for this party that I have to go. And then they get into this cycle. And so we talked about what women kind of do a little bit wrong on a date. What are some of the top things that men do on the first date that are wrong as far as discussion? Is it they are overbearing? They tend
Men don't take control. That's the number one thing. They just sit there and they stay quiet, thinking that women are going to have to keep asking, and women don't like that. Women are looking for a man that can hold his confidence. And, you know, he can ask her a question, but then he needs to be able to share the same story.
Okay.
You know, we don't want to keep feeling like we just talked the whole entire time and he shared nothing.
And ambiguity, too, not knowing, reading them, you know, reading somebody. I think that's, when you talk to somebody, you want to get a feel that you're reading them well. And that there's not an unsure feeling like, you know.
Well, when anyone is nervous on the first date, which a lot of people are nervous, you know.
That's what wine's for.
Yeah, exactly. Take a couple shots. No. Definitely.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah, don't overdo it. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
So, you know, you definitely want to get out there and have that confidence. What I say is have 3 subjects that you're confident in talking about. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you're confident of talking about your work, if you're comfortable talking about how you work out, if you're comfortable talking about family, and then share that, but share it in a fun way. Like, I'm working on this awesome, how are you doing? I'm working on this awesome project at my job. We're getting ready to grow our company here. This is fantastic. I feel like I'm, you know, making some big changes. Women love to hear that. Now, he just didn't go like, I worked all Friday. Do you see the difference with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he shared his job, which he's working 40, 60, 70 hours a week at. Mm-hmm. And that's something that's important to him. So if we can hear that in, again, a positive way, talk about how he works out and how he's really working on some main goals. I work with a couple singles that want to transform the way they look. Mm-hmm. They want to be thinner or they want to look healthier. They put on some date weight where they just kind of stayed inside, did not get out, they did online dating, and now here they are an extra 20 pounds heavier. Mm-hmm. They come to me, hey, Renessa, you know, I want to get into the dating game, but I don't feel my best. And here I am going, okay, how can we transform that? So, you know, I know that Dr. Don and I, we teamed up together.
Yep.
And I couldn't just tell my singles, this is what I think you should do. I actually wanted to create a testimonial for them.
Right.
And
and what are you doing?
Now I'm on the HCG slimming diet.
Yep.
And today is day 2, and I've already lost 2 pounds.
Is that amazing?
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Now, you had also done this in the past.
I did.
I know we're going off subject a little bit.
Yeah.
You had done the HCG in the past. What was the difference between that time you did it before versus just your startup now? Would you feel there was any difference?
I feel there's a huge difference. Number one, I feel is the support. The support of Radiant Med Spa is huge. The gals that work there feel like you're walking right in and they're with you the whole entire time. The vitamins that I'm taking are, great compared to what I was doing before. The outline of the food that I'm able to eat, it's practical, it's real. I don't feel like I'm sacrificing myself and like looking for crumbs. It's fantastic. So I think it's one way that I'm already enjoying, and it's 2 days in. So it's fantastic, definitely.
And then we also talked about facing holiday challenges and eating.
Oh.
So we're going to help you with strategies on how to stick with your program and
yes.
go on those family outings and
yes.
family dinners and all of that. Because like you said, and it's funny, I just had a client the other day that gave me that same thing. I go, why haven't you started yet? Kind of like you when you have some, why aren't you doing this? Oh, I have this thing coming up. And I said, you're starting today.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out a strategy. She's like, you're right. Why should I wait?
That's right.
There's always going to be something.
Always.
Same thing with dating.
Completely.
There's always going to be a reason why you don't make that phone call to call you and get that first step going, or whatever you need to do. So we're here to motivate.
Definitely. And we're going to be giving away a free book.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you go to Radiant You Radio on Facebook and you give us a little, join our page and send a note that you heard us on Radiant You Radio, we're going to send you one of Renessa's free books on, what's the name of the book again? Tell me.
Date Right or Stay Single Forever.
Forever.
I know. You need this book if you're single out there, all ages. If you're 20 or 80, this is definitely something to have in your library to read, reverse to, conversational starters, what to say and what not to say.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back with our Glam Girl segment and some shout-outs for what's going on in town. This is Dr. Dawn with
Renessa Rios. Fantastic. I love